Welcome to the ThunderCast, your martial athletics podcast produced by the fans, for the fans, with your hosts, Russ Livingood and Jed Horton. We're bringing you the thundering word on the thundering herd each and every week, so keep it right here, because the ThunderCast is on the loose.
Thanks for downloading another episode of the ThunderCast. It's Russ and Jed back with your midweek Wednesday evening recording, going over all the news and events and things on the schedule, things that happened last week and all that jazz that we've been doing since the day that we started this show. Jed, welcome back. We're back in the swing of things, back into the spring semester. Martial school has started. That means that we've got a lot more athletic events than we've had over the Christmas break.
Yeah, that's the thing. We've over the last few weeks, we kind of picked up the midweek 5 things and around the herd starting back up last week. We only had a couple things for around the herd as things were slowly starting to get back in, and now that the kids are back in school for good, and classes are spun back up. For my kids, from the college kids, I mean, now life is kind of spun back up to normal, and here we are with a full slate of 5 things and around the herd information, and we got a full show for the listeners today.
And before we get started with that, we're going to get a word from our sponsors at Leasure Oliver PLLC. If you've been hurt in a wreck, call the law firm of Leasure Oliver PLLC. Find them at 304carwreck.com. Everybody that is watching, listening, no matter where you're at right now, hit that like, subscribe, whatever you need to do to get that notification for when we bring out a new episode. We're doing a couple of them a week. Jed and I do the Wednesday news and results like we're talking about. KD and I have been hitting that transfer portal microphone, telling you everything that we can about who's coming, who's going, what we may be seeing. So make sure that you like and subscribe so we can get that info to you. Jed, we're going to get right into it. We've got 5 things, and it's your company, Ignite.link, and we're going to hear from them about 5 things every herd fan knows or needs to know this week. And now, here are at least 5 things every herd fan needs to know this week. As always, brought to you by Ignite.link, the Tri-State's premier IT management team. All right. Number 1, 2 softball players have been named to the Softball America Mid-Major Freshman Watch List. That's Rylan Miller and Sydney Turner.
Hey, that's good news to hear before getting that underway. I mean, we'll be in softball season and baseball season before you know it. So it's always good to have that, especially on your freshmen that have come in. Do you have more information on these 2 freshmen?
This is a good class that's coming in just from, we've been following this now. It's like one of Morgan's that she's had a couple of years that they've been in the pipeline. So we expected a lot out of this freshman class, but anytime that a national publication is saying, hey, here's some freshmen to watch, that makes you feel pretty good about them. I say don't sleep on the others that are coming in the class, but if they're getting preseason love, that's 2 that herd fans will want to keep their eyes and ears on.
Yeah, and that's always good for a couple of players that haven't, have yet to play for the herd yet. So that's
right.
Really good.
Number 2, Wyatt Milhone breaks the school record in the men's 300 meter for track and field. Now, I was over there at that event. You guys watching, listening may have seen that video. I did not get to stay for any of the runs, but school record, and there's a lot more to talk about that event, but right here, school record, we talk about the ascension of track and field and how it seems like every time we're hearing there was a meet, hey, here's a new top 5. Hey, here's a new school record, or this is second all time in school. This right now, early in the season, would be placing in the top 3 in the Sun Belt, when it comes to the championships with this time or this throw or something like that. So congratulations to Wyatt Milhone for setting this 300-meter record.
Yeah, that's great. We'll talk about it now that we're in track and field season. It seems like every year that we have done this, there's always a school record broken here, best time here, and so what a way to go ahead and break a record on the first event. So I think we're going to have some track and field getting in these 5 things ever heard Fan needs to know probably week to week.
Yeah, as long as they've got to meet that week, I think that you're going to hear some records or placing or scores or something cool that was done. And hey, there's a lot of things we're going to talk about when we get down to this. I've got the article up and also what I had for notes when I was over there. But it's a good time, man. We'll talk about it more in Around the Herd. Number 3, men's basketball has set promos for the final home games of the season. I'm going to put this up on the screen so those of you who are watching on YouTube, you can see this. But tonight, as we record, it's right at 5:30. We won't have this up until the game's on, but we are Huntington Heroes at 7 p.m. The rest you can see here on the screen. For those of you that are listening at home, you can go to herdzone.com and find this. You can also go to Twitter or Facebook. They're going to put that out there as well. Nice little promo schedule graphic. One thing that I wanted to talk about, Jed, if you look on that February 7th date, remind everyone that is the Sunbelt MAC Challenge. That's that next game that we have. It is at home. Miami is currently undefeated. You talk about mid-majors that are making noise. They're making noise. They are undefeated on the season, not just in conference. They're coming, so we are going to stripe the cam. So we want to have a great crowd for that game. We want to participate in striping the cam. So be on the lookout for the graphic. Know where you're going to be sitting. Get your tickets early. Plan ahead. But I just wanted to bring that up. And anything else you want to bring up there for the other promos, feel free. There's a whiteout on there, Stampede night, Greek night for the students, all kinds of different things.
The only comment I would make is this is a great promos that they're doing. So check it out if you can't see it on the screen here at herdzone.com. Check these out and participate. We've our men's basketball program. We're going to talk about women's basketball, who's doing really well later on and Around the Herd. I mean, these are 2 programs that could use support, and now is a great time of year to hit up some of these games if you haven't already. And they're a great time and a lot of fun along with it as well. So with these promos, so this is awesome.
When we have an energetic crowd in the cam, it just takes the play up a notch. Right now, men's basketball going into tonight as we record 8-1 at home. So they take care of business at home. It's even better when you're there. It's packed, it's loud, and you're participating. Stripe the Cam is going to be a great event. Like I said, we have been placed up against the best, not only in the MAC, but right now the best mid-major. When you don't have a defeat on your schedule, you're the best. So we got them coming to town. Be prepared, be ready. Get your tickets early, see where you're going to be sitting, and then see what color you need to wear to stripe the cam. All right, let's see here. Number 4, Marshall Athletics Sweetheart Clinic on Valentine's Day, February 14th. Going to have registration open up on Monday, 10 a.m., January 19th. So this Monday, you'll want to find that. Go to your email if you get emails from HerdZone. Go to herdzone.com, bookmark the site, be ready. It's going to sell out pretty quick. It does every year. It sells out quick. So you'll want to make sure that you take advantage of that if you want your daughter to go to this. And what this is, for anybody that does not know, it's basically all the women's programs throughout the athletic department put on all the different stuff and just treat them to a great day over there. Register. It's a good time, but again, spots go quickly.
Yeah. So my takeaway from that, Russ, is on Monday at 10 a.m., you better be grabbing your tickets. So you have been warned, and go ahead and be ready to nab those as soon as they become available.
You have to treat this like it's going to be a concert that sells out
Yeah.
in minutes, because that's basically what it is. I think they put it up last year before, and stuff like that. If it lasts like 17 minutes, that's a long time. It sells out really quick. You got to be ready. All right. Our fifth and final thing for the week is the Buck Harless Center for Student Athlete Success has been upgraded and reimagined. Jed, for anyone that is not familiar, the Buck, as we call it, is named after Buck Harless. I love that because he is from Gilbert, West Virginia, which is where yours truly is from. I grew up going to church and being a neighbor of Buck Harless, and everything that we had back home, you could thank pretty much him for having a hand in that. Great businessman, did a lot for Marshall, the state, things like that, and they have this center named after him. It has been where they have done the tutoring and the study halls, and it's computer lab, all that different stuff. They've got meeting rooms over there. It's in the upstairs of the Chris Klein Athletic Facility, just above the Hall of Fame. Well, they have kind of reimagined it, and they've done more with it. And you may remember from last week, we talked about bringing in Cody Sparrow, and he was not only going to be in charge of compliance, but it was going to be student athlete success. And this is tailor-made to what it is. They're going to have people over there not just helping them with the athletics and academic side. They're also going to be doing the nutrition side, helping an 18 to 23-year-old with knowledge that they need to take out of here to be a success in life. And it's really super cool. One of the other things is they've got a sensory room. It's the second one that they've had on campus. And it's just a place where you can go away from all the neon lights. You can go away from all the bright lights and the noise and things like that. If you have been studying all day and you need to just go into this quiet room where it's soft, low light, a recliner, all kinds of different things, unwind, decompress, then get back out there, they've got it right there. You can find out more about this on Herd Zone, but super, super cool with the revamp things that they've done.
Yeah, and one of the things that and Marshall has been doing this, but ever since Gerald Harrison has come in, as well as athletic director, has talked about, one of the things he has talked about is the student athlete experience, right? So a school like Marshall, we're not going to be competing in revenue sharing with Ohio State, or even just about any P4 school, NIL and things of that nature. So we're competing with schools in the Sun Belt. We compete with App State, we compete with JMU, and having that student athlete experience includes, like you talked about, the nutrition plans and that, and how that all that works, and the sensory room, having that, all the things that they have and have at their disposal, that goes into the recruitment of these student athletes. So it's great to see these changes. I mean, it's still the Wild West, I think, with NIL and revenue share and transfer portal and everything. It's still kind of the Wild West, and Marshall has to do some things to compete and to recruit. And I think changes like these lend its hand towards that. And we're gonna see success from it. I mean, obviously we've got to do some of the things with NIL and revenue share and other things, but this can make the difference between someone coming here versus going to another Sunbelt school.
Yeah, DIfferentiator. KD put out on, we make a joke of running gag of that word, but he put out, this is the HQ of DIfferentiator. And I just wanted to read a little bit about this. It says, the reimagined Buck Harless Center for Student Athletic Success, which brings together all aspects of mental health and wellness for student athletes in one shared space. The newly improved area provides an inviting experience for student athletes with lounge and relaxation areas, while housing offices for necessary student athlete services, including academic and tutorial services, nutrition, compliance, Be Heard, mental health and wellness offices, and study rooms. Today marks an exciting new chapter with the relaunch of the Buck Harless Center for Student Athlete Success, said Gerald Harrison. they have, like I said, they've got a photo up of this like green room kind of. It's not a green room like you go to a studio. It's green lit, but it's real low lighting and things like that. Just super, super cool in their sensory room to relax. Says many sensory tools, including aromatherapy diffusers, soft lighting, beanbag seating, and a massage chair, a sensory wall, and information on guided breathing techniques. Man, if you need to go hang out, like I said, decompress right before you go to a big test, or you need to decompress after a big test, or maybe you got an athletic event that you're getting ready to just absolutely crush. You may need to go in there and unwind where it's real quiet and things by yourself. I love that they're doing this.
Yeah, same. It just adds to that student athlete experience, and when you're walking the students, the potential athletes, through these buildings and through the locker rooms and through the classrooms and through the stadiums and their venues. I mean, this does add. I mean, it may not be the differentiator for me, but it is a differentiator, and it adds to that value that Marshall as a whole will provide the student athlete beyond just playing here and suiting up and getting playing time.
100%. Well, Jed, that does it for another 5 things every Herd fan needs to know this week. As always, brought to you by ignite.link.
A great 5 things, Russ. Always getting our money's worth here. So, well, let's go ahead and take it around the herd, and that is brought to us by Layer 1 Solutions.
And now, Layer 1 Solutions, your experts in business connectivity infrastructure, takes you around the herd.
Yeah, we were talking, Russ, earlier at the beginning of the show about, now that things are back in full swing, we've got more to talk about. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is track and field. You will have a lot more information about this than I will. I'll tell you what I have here on my notes, but that you provided. But you're actually there. For those of you that don't know, Russ has posted a video on YouTube that you can watch that he took from that event, which was the Marshall Alumni Classic. That was just a few days ago on Saturday. We mentioned about the school record by Wyatt hitting that school record at 300 meters. But there were also 9 meet records, 21 events won, and 14 all-time top finishes. So to use the word successful or to be a successful meet was quite an understatement. So Russ, why don't you tell us a little bit about the event and how that all went, and take it away.
I said last week that I was going to make it a point to get there, and I did. And we were able to shoot footage. We got the blessing to do that and try to help promote it. And I could only stay like. Long jump was over for the men. High jump was over for the men and the women, and then they were in the midst of doing the throw events and things like that. Had not started the running, had not started the hurdles, had not started the pole vault and all that. So I was kind of limited in the footage that I got while I was there. But man, I just wanted to talk first about Wyatt Milhone. 34.4 is now the new school record, 34.4 seconds in the 300 meter. And again, that was the school record, but here's the other ones that we had. Let me bring this up. All right. We had event winners. Alasia Williams in the 60-meter hurdles, Tyrell Cloud in the 60 hurdles, Alicia Rivera, earlier I tried to say Alasia. I hope I said that. Alasia Williams, Alicia Rivera in the high jump, O.T. Omot in the high jump, Trayshawn Smith in the triple jump, Alasia Williams also won in the triple jump. Justin Lipscomb won in the mile, Chanel Morgan in the 400, Bren McKeever in the 300, Wyatt Milhone we talked about in the 300. Justin Lipscomb also won the 800. Joey Blowbaum won the 200. Maxton Sowers won the 3,000, the 3K. Markayla Moore won the weight throw. She was throwing as I was leaving. Tony Belcher won the weight throw. Alicia Rivera, already mentioned that in the high jump. Markayla Moore in the shot put. Gabe Uraka in the shot put. We won the 4x4 relays in the men and the women. Crazy amount of events that we won. But we also had a bunch of different top 5 marks in school history. And this is one of the things that we talk about when we're talking about the ascension of this program. That when you start saying we're rewriting the record books, that you look at the top 5 in all these events, and here's like 2024, 2025, 2026. You're seeing these coming in now. Top 5 marks in school history. Bryn McKeever, that was number 3 all time in the 300 meter. Chase Peterson, number 2 all time in the 300 meter. 34.51. Remember, we just talked about number 1, 34.4. So he would have broke it as well, but his teammate beat him with the overall, and that's why I wanted to talk about that. Again, we could have had a lot of different things in 5 things just about this, but I knew we were going to be talking about this a lot. Samari McCord also in the 300 meter, number 5 all time. So in that one race, we had now 3 new in the top 5 of the 300 meter. Joey Blowbaum, 21.51 seconds, was number 2 all time in the 200 meter. Cole Miller, number 3 all time in the long jump. Lakeisha Smith, number 4 in the long jump. Maggie Froning, number 4 in the 1K. Luke Good, number 3 in the 1K. Max Sowers, number 5 in the 3K. Justin Lipscomb, number 4 in the mile. Tony Belcher, 2nd in weight throw. Brooks Thies, number 3 in the weight throw. Grady and Graham, number 4 in the weight throw. Markayla Moore, number 5 in the weight throw. Bunch of different meet records, different events where we swept all 3 top spots of the meet. Women's hurdles finished 1, 2, and 3. Men's hurdles 1, 2, and 3. Men's high jump 1, 2, and 3. Men's weight throw 1, 2, and 3. Currently leading the Sun Belt in shot put, long jump, 5K for the men, 5K for the women, 3K for the women, 400 for the men and the women, and 200 for the men. What a meet, what a season. Things are looking up. I could keep going on and on. Those were the ones I didn't even get to say who it was that's leading the Sun Belt. There's more that are number 2 in the Sun Belt after this meet.
So you're saying we're doing okay, right? We're doing all right. Kind of mediocre.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah. No, we've talked about this over the last few years, from, even since, I've started, being on here more, and then, times when I would guest or just even listening to you and Katie doing 5 things and around the herd, like, track and field program has been on this steady climb these last few seasons since it's been brought back. And I mean, just I'm always impressed and always proud of, all of our athletic programs that they are seemingly on these upward trends and trajectories, as well as, and then those that have kind of made it up there, like let's say soccer as an example, has maintained a level of excellence as well. So we've got a lot of programs that are working towards that standard of excellence, and we have programs that are maintaining a standard of excellence. And track and field is quickly becoming one of those programs that is on that rise and doing well and going to maintain a standard of excellence. So, I mean, they got a lot of time in there around the herd, and well deserved. And this will not be the last time we're talking about track and field and all of these and all the accolades and things that will come along the way as we go. So, they will be competing again on Friday. So just a few days from when we record. Today's Wednesday. On Friday, they will be at the Bellarmine Open in Louisville on Friday at 10 a.m. So be on the lookout for our next 5 things and around the herd next week. I think we may have probably some more records and some more accolades to be to hand out.
Yeah, the final thing I want to say is anytime that we talk about, hey, they're going to be there this Saturday at home over at the Chris Klein, get over and go, man. They've got bleachers over there that you can go sit in. Go over, and if anything else, if you can only make it for 15 minutes, you can only make it for 30, you can only make it for an hour, go over there and make sure that these athletes see you over there supporting them. And you never know how that's going to help them kick it into high gear and set some more of these records.
Well, and you've seen it with our other programs that weren't heavily attended, like soccer in the past. I mean, not that soccer was not attended, but as we can, as a community, participate in going to these events and participating in these events, atmosphere. I mean, that's another thing that is involved whenever they're recruiting student athletes to these programs. If they see that the community and the fan base is involved in these other sports, they're not the quote unquote big ones like football or basketball, but seeing that constant and consistent fan support, that's another differentiator in the recruitment process, right? We want to be excellent in what we do. Well, our fan support needs to be excellent as well, and we need to be, when we have that opportunity, go cheer this group on and be participatory in what they do. So.
Yeah, baseball is a really good one of those.
Yes.
An example, we were up on Route 2, didn't have near the crowds that we have now going down there. Great facility. It's one of those things where you go there, look at what they did last year. So, yeah, get out, go to the Chris Klein and cheer them on.
Well, we're going to jump on over to Swim and Dive next. They will be hosting Duquesne Friday at 6 p.m. and then Bowling Green and Duquesne both on Saturday at 11 a.m. So we just talked about jumping in and watching and cheering our groups on. You have that opportunity Friday and Saturday as well to do that.
Yeah, especially on Saturday. Get over there on Friday too if you don't have anything to do. But especially on Saturday, there's an early 4 p.m. basketball game. We're going to talk about that here in a little bit. So go a little bit early. It's in the same daggone venue. For anyone that does not remember when I was walking around like lost. And could not find out how to get into the seating portion, you go in the main doors of the Henderson Center, right at the top of the ramp. And once you go through all those doors, it's over on the right. It's got a huge thing, says swimming and diving, right on the channel letters right on the wall. You go in that door, and you're in the seating of the top. I'm going to try to be over there at least on Saturday. Don't know if I can make Friday and Saturday. But same as what we did over at track and field last Saturday. Like to show up, give some love and support over there, and I promise you, it is so much fun. You know how people will say all the time, I can't watch NASCAR, and someone tells them, you've got to go. You've got to be there in person, and then you'll appreciate it. I think this is one of those same things. I've always enjoyed watching swimming. When the Olympics are on, I mean, that's one of my favorite things is watching the swimming and the diving and everything. But being there in person, just with the crowd around you and everything, and you get into it really well. So get over there. Go there, spend some time there, grab a bite to eat, come right back and watch the basketball game, which we're going to talk about here in a minute.
All right. We're going to go ahead and move on over to tennis. They are back in action, facing Eastern Kentucky and Bellarmine on Saturday.
A lot of Bellarmine stuff going on here recently. Yeah. I don't know if we're trying to invite them in or what, but no, our Olympic sports, we play them a lot. They're right over in Louisville, so it's easy. But yeah, EKU and Bellarmine tennis has been on a decent little break. I'm trying to remember if that was November. I know they had some ITA events that they did, but anyway, this is the first one of the new year, and that's ramping back up like we talked about at the first of the show. School's back in, more and more athletic teams are getting back on the field and on the courts.
Right, and so make sure to tune in next week when we take it around the herd, because with swim and dive, tennis, track and field, we're going to have all those results for you all. So looking forward to talking about that next week once these events have taken place. Well, we're going to move on over to women's basketball, continuing their onslaught of any team that stands in their way. They beat ODU at home on Wednesday, 77-70. And then they beat Coastal 80-74 at home on Saturday. That makes them now 15-3 overall and a perfect 6-0 atop the Sun Belt.
Listen, get up on them 10, 15, 20. They don't care. They don't quit. They don't give up. All they do is say, all right, yeah, we're going to do that. We'll get behind and we're going to beat you by that amount. We're just going to turn it around. And they have been. And they have done that this week without Olivia Olson, who, banged up a little bit, kind of day to day is how she's listed. It might be one of those that, yeah, we could play her, but if she's not at 100% or if it would further the injury, what's the point? Well, when you're winning without her, I mean, this is one of your starters that's down right now, and you're beating everybody in the Sun Belt pretty handily. This wasn't a last-second thing. Games have been a little bit close, but they pull away when they need them. They hit the threes when they need them. Man, Nakia Chesterfield had like nine or 11 points in like a minute and a half or something like that. Peyton Ilderton hit 2 threes, somebody else hit a 3, and they were just scoring in bunches when they needed to. And that's what they've done all season. They've been healthy. We talked about that last year. Whether it was illnesses or injuries, they had so much of a depleted roster, or a roster that was just could not play the full 30-some minutes that each one of them they might have needed from them. This year, they don't have that problem. Their scoring is taken up by whoever has the hot hand. It's not like they have one person that is dominating every single game and the other 4 are just there to get the rebounds and everything. Someone steps up when someone else is off. This is a great team. You've got to pour your support into them. Julie Fulks has them operating like a well-oiled machine, and I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, same here, and it's good that it's things are always generally shaky with a new head coach, and Julie has just right in year 2, being successful, showing that the Sun Belt can be dominated. We can compete in this conference and do very, very well, and she is doing that. So, and these, and not to take any credit away from the players either, they're the ones going out on the court and making it happen. So, fun team to watch. If you haven't had a chance to taking a game, now's the time. I mean, they're hot, they're doing well, they're playing good ball. Check out. We've got some home games coming up that we're going to talk about here in just a. Well, we're going to talk about the away slate, but we'll have some home games coming up here in the next few weeks, and taking a game and enjoy. So I got a little ahead of myself because we won't have a home game for the next 2 games. They will be away. We're going to be facing JMU on the road tomorrow at 6 p.m. Check that out on ESPN Plus, and then they'll be at Old Dominion on Saturday at 2 p.m. Which should also be on ESPN Plus. So I'll be tuning in as I can on those, and I recommend you all do the same.
Yeah, again, as we are recording Wednesday evening, you may be watching this on Thursday, so it is Thursday when they will be playing at JMU.
All right, we're going to move on over to men's basketball. They beat JMU on the road on Wednesday, 66-64. I thought that ended up being we pulled ahead really, really early in that game and let them come back into it, was able to hold off at the end there. I thought that was a good win to beat JMU on the road, but then had a bad loss on the road to Georgia State Saturday. That was on Saturday, losing 81-73. We were up by 8 points with under 8 minutes to go in a game that I don't know if we were ever down for long, if at all.
No,
during that whole game.
Not until the end.
It's a game that we just kind of dominated. And I felt like at a couple points we should have run away with it. Like it was getting to that point where a couple breakaways, a couple defensive stops, and it was we were a double digit win, and it just I don't know. We let them kind of get back into it and fell apart there at the end. So that loss that drops the men down to 11-6 on the season and 3-2 in the conference.
Yeah, man, back to that game. It just seemed like they took the lead, and then we had to force a shot, and you miss the shot. They get the rebound. They go down. You got a foul. They hit them. They hit a shot. We miss a shot, and it just keeps pulling away. And you're like, weren't we just up by 8? And we end up losing by 8. Tough loss. And it just continues to go. We have massive talent and can be a dangerous team, and we are nowhere near out of it. We're 1.5 games back right now in the Sun Belt Conference. But it's the consistency that we're lacking. We're not lacking a scorer. We're not lacking a rebounder, a shot blocker, good defense. We've got all of that stuff. We've got great perimeter shooting. What we are lacking right now is merely consistency, that if we play our game every single game, we can play with anyone in the league. We can beat everyone in the league, and we could win this conference regular season and postseason. It's that consistency that we're needing to get right now. And I think that anybody on the coaching staff, the team, they would say that as well. It's like, you just got to be more consistent. You can't come out one game, beat somebody by 16, and just, you're hitting your shots, you're not getting turnovers, you're not having the silly fouls, and then you come out the next one and you blow a lead, or, you shoot 17% from behind the arc. It's just that consistency that we're needing.
Right. Yeah, and I agree. We've not performed well on the road yet. I thought that JMU game was a good turnaround, even though we let them claw back into it.
Yeah,
we almost let them do to us what we did let Georgia State do. Yeah. It's just I thought we had maybe turned a little bit of a corner, but yeah, it's we're gonna have to win on the road. I mean, we're doing really well at home. We're closing out games at home, even the close ones. We need to kind of do that on these away games. And to your point, Russ, I totally agree. It's the consistency, and I would say, I think we get in foul trouble early. We get some of our starters in foul trouble early. I think that kind of lends to it a little bit, but there is no lack of talent on the team. I like these players. They all bring skill and talent and shooting, and when they put it together, you see spurts of it, and you see spurts of just, if they can maintain that they're unstoppable in our league. So excited to see how they'll play coming up. They'll be hosting Coastal, I think you mentioned that earlier, but that is tonight as we record here in about an hour. Get an opportunity at home to, let's just put the thumping on this team and get back in the win column. And then we will have JMU at home as well on Saturday at 4 p.m. So go, that Saturday, 4 p.m., unless you got something going on, really no excuse. Be there, pack the cam. Let's pour it on JMU this time and run them out of the gym.
Yeah, definitely need to have a good crowd. We just talked about this. The electricity of the crowd in the cam helps us. We're 8-1 going into tonight. We win tonight, and that will really help us. As bad as we have lamented a couple of these losses, these 2 losses in the conference, we have a 2-game home stand right now to where we could technically go up, depending on what everybody else does. We could be leading the conference after these 2 games. So after Saturday, it's a must, like you said. 4 o'clock, be there, be loud, help us with that home court advantage.
Yeah, and it's one of the best venues in the conference. Really, I mean, we have consistently one of the biggest crowds in the cam. It's such a fun environment when it's, when we get a lot of people and we pack that place out. It's a lot of fun. The style of basketball that these guys play is a fun style of basketball. So come out on Saturday, have a great time. Have a lot of fun, cheer this Herd team on, and let's get them to the top of the conference. So. Well, Russ, that is all I have for Around the Herd for today, brought to us by Layer 1 Solutions.
Yeah, thanks to all of our sponsors. As always, anyone watching and listening at home, keep in mind that herd fans love doing business with herd fans, and all of our sponsors fit that bill. They're herd fans. They're here. They're local. If you got business you can send their way, do so as a thank you for what they do for us and for you watching and listening at home. Jed, with that, I'm going to say whether you see us at the Jack, whether you see us at the Joan, or whether you see us at the Cam, get there tonight. You may want to listen to this during the show. I mean, during the game. But no matter what you do, be there, be loud. And no matter what we do, we're going to be saying, go herd. It's the
Go Herd.
ThunderCast. We'll see you in a couple of days.